Hello, how is everybody today? I'm Margo Mastery, your heartfelt CFO from Margo's Bookkeeping. Mondays with Margo is one day late. Today's Tuesday. And I looked at the clock and I was like, oh my gosh, it's 7 o'clock. I cannot believe it. But I did not want to miss out on the opportunity to share. So many things have been going on that I just got so busy. And last week with this storm, our internet blew, so I was working at Starbucks, at the library, making all sorts of arrangements to make things work. And now my kid is going to see something. So just give mommy a few minutes. So what I wanted to talk about today was ideas to have a money date. Now, I speak to entrepreneurs all the time, and I have gotten the impression that people do not sit with their finances, that they're just very, very freaked out. And there's a separate resistance that happens when people want to have services within a bookkeeping and an accounting company. And then there's something that happens to people when they need to sit with their own finances and take care of things. And what I call this is a money date. A money date is when we sit with our bills, our online banking, and all sorts of things, and we go in and then we see what goes on. And I have experienced, and I still experience this, where I go into my things and I have this crazy resistance where, you know, like I want to do my hair, I want to do something on my phone, and, you know, there's all sorts of things that are going to happen that are going to affect me. So if you're feeling resistance to sit and have a money date with yourself each week, I want to give you a little bit of a structure and ideas on how to help you continue to do this more effectively, or even perhaps begin this. So if your body is like all in jitters and you're not feeling it, and you know that you should because you have a bunch of things due, here are a few tips to help you create the scenario so that you can set the aura of relaxing yourself so that you can get into it a little bit. So what you can do is you can buy yourself some beautiful, nice candles, scented candles, and light them in the room. You can put some scented oils in the room and in the air, and then your body starts to calm down. You can get like lavender, you can get cheer. There's all sorts. I don't have any on my desk right now, but you can get all sorts of good ones that will help support you in this journey. Now, it's all a liking of what you will taste and feel good to really decide what is feeling good for you. Now, in addition to the candle, some type of soft music can help too. It could be like yoga type music. It could be heavy beat, usually like will disrupt you. You want something that's going to help you focus and really be able to zoom in on what you're looking to accomplish in this money date. You can play the soft music. You can also put yourself out like a cup of wine. You can put yourself, whether you like red wine or white wine, if it's sweet wine, you could have like a sweet wine with like a dark chocolate, depending on what's going to help you to treat yourself during this time. And another thing that you can do is in your room, you can put up like flowers and all sorts of things that will help you feel relaxed while you're doing this. And now the goal of a money date is for you to really take into account what is going on in your life, whether you are making money that you want, or if you owe money, how you're going to pay things if you're not reaching your goals. So these are a few, are not limited to the things that you can do to set the environment. Now, once you do that, you want to set an intention for the time that you are spending on this money date. Now, when you set an intention, also how you mark it on your calendar is so key. You know, because if you just write money date, you're not going to show up. You're going to, you can say, journey to my, you can come up with like journey to my money board. It's not coming to me right now, but you'll come up with something that speaks to you so that you feel supported during that time, that you're actually going to show up and not cancel on yourself for during that time. So how you name it on your calendar, in addition to the support, is so key, so that you actually show up to this time and you respect the time that you're giving yourself to sit with your finances. Now, you may be doing it yourself, you may be doing it with a loved one, and those are things that are important to take into account, that you have the right environment. So once you are there and you're setting the intentions for the time, I generally suggest 3 goals that you set of an intention so that you are coming out of it successful for the time. Now, if you have a business and you're doing personal, most of the time it's better to do this separate. You can do, let's say, the personal 1 week and then the business the other, depending on how you align with your money situation. Now, what are you going to do in the money date, right? Now that we set the environment, we set our intentions, now the question is what are we going to do in it? So first thing is you're going to want to have internet access so that you can log into your bank accounts and you can just see what goes on. Now, I have, when I log into my Chase, I have personal and I have business. So my money date with business, I only log into the business, and the personal, I log into the personal. So something like even just checking your balances is so key, because you have to see what goes on, and you might feel that if it goes below 5,000, below 500, depending on what your income is and all sorts of things, how you feel about that. And as things are coming up for you, you might feel that you want to walk away. You might feel you need more chocolate. You need to guzzle more of that wine. This is why setting the environment is so key. But when those things come up, instead of changing your intentions, start a new note so that you know to keep in contact with those things as it comes up, and to revise, borders and boundaries for yourself on the future money date. Another thing that you're going to do is you are going to review and pay your bills. So lots of times I meet people and they're not even opening up their mail. Literally, do I have an envelope here? I do. So they have an envelope, and like right now, this is my mail and it's closed. So on your money date, it's literally opening it up and getting comfortable with what's in here. Now, this specifically for me, it's not a routine bill. So these types of things at times annoy me. It's my sprinkler system. So this sprinkler system bill is $76. And for me, this bill, I wouldn't label it as sprinkler system on my system. I would keep it on my budget. I would label it as keeping my outside of my house healthy. Naming it in such a way that it speaks to me. So that's actually a separate live that I should do now that I think about it. But you want to just review and pay your bills, and depending on your intention is how in depth you pay attention to this. So some people are very conscious, are very sensitive that, let's say, a bill like this, where it's a sprinkler bill that's going to come up, it's going to set off their money date. Again, they're going to guzzle that wine, or they're going to eat a ton of that chocolate, and then the money date is over. You want to keep focused with those goals to keep making sure that you're aligning with them, that this money date is successful. Now, how you name these expenses are really key, because that's what's going to come to you, that if you do have to cut expenses, how to take into account for that. So let's say, for instance, I think I said this example on my other lives, but like I hated paying for my calendar app for a long time. But now somebody had this fabulous name of keeping healthy boundaries, that this app helps keep healthy boundaries. So that's how I name it for myself, and which is the truth. It's my boundaries between work and my personal life of setting this side time of right. And now I love paying for my calendar app. Now, another thing that you want to do on your money date is, if you have a financial professional or somebody of a support, you may want to schedule the time during that time with them so that they can help you through that, and that things that are troubling you, that you're accumulating your list, so you have that list handy to share with them. Now, Another thing that you can do is when you're checking into Chase, let's say, or any bank that you are banking with, you're going to want to add up the income that you are making. So now, let's say you go in and it says $12,000 for the month. If you're only depositing your income, then that's going to be easy for you to know how much money you made that month. Ideally, if you have an accounting software, and then we can get into all sorts of things like that. But even just knowing on a simple Excel sheet how much money you made is a big, big deal, so that you know you can feel powerful, and then you can align yourself with the goals. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to review your expenses, and depending on how you pay them is how you are going to track of them. So if you pay a lot with receipts, like cash receipts, you're going to want to organize them and tally them. If you pay on credit card, you're going to want to have access handy to the activity so that you can do calculations and really see how much you made. Now, all this is good if you get through this all, but sometimes you have to do this in steps, and that's where the support happens. And I can't, share it enough that having a money date with yourself and with your loved one, or with your business partner, or both, is just so, so key. I see too many business owners that they don't step into this and they just outsource it themselves. And so many catastrophes happen from that, just because of their relationship with money. And the relationship with money is really the key to any type of business, personal success with your partner or business partner, or really just being a business owner, everything. Because if you can have a relationship with money, nothing else will matter in terms of like sales or anything else. Because if you're always angry at money and feeling like you need to make more, it's never going to evolve, and you're going to just keep going into the circle. So to close the money date, you're going to want to re-review the intentions that you set, and review to see if you actually met those goals. And if you didn't, why not? And if you did, how you were successful, so that you can keep those notes. Now, not everybody does it in this depth, but what is key, it is to do it in this type of depth. And at point, you can take it on slowly, but it is important to take on this depth, because as you grow and you evolve into, even if you're a worker, a W-2 worker, you want to know what you're doing with your money, so that you can save, you can buy a house, and you can do all these great things that come up that you want to do for your life, and really scale and have the dreams and the life that you're looking to build. So the topic for today is, if you are resisting a money date, how do you take care of that? And what we spoke about is, you can light a candle, you can play some soft music, you could eat some dark chocolate, you can have some wine, you can have coffee, depending on what sparks your boat. And then before we actually start the money date, we make sure to list our intentions. From there, inside our money date, we check our online banking, we review and pay bills, we review our income and expenses, and potentially our receipts. And then to close the money date, what we do is we see if our intentions were met, why and why not, so that we feel aligned with our money, and that when we go into the store, if we want to spend, we feel great, and that we feel like we can afford it, and not be like, oh my God, that took the shirt off my back. Because I'll tell you, I was just on a work trip this past weekend, and so many different expenses came up that I got really bugged out, and I'm behind on my money date because of my internet issue. I didn't want to go and do any of my online banking in the middle of like Starbucks, but I went to Starbucks to work, and all this panic was coming up, and it was coming up because I didn't have my money dates with myself to know exactly where I was. And when I have that, I know how to align myself when things come up, to adjust the budget a little bit. If I need more money on Amazon, less money on Amazon, more money on travel, meals when I go away, and all sorts of things, because we feel like maybe we shouldn't, that we shouldn't do that, because like, oh, it's a luxury. But while you're away, having money for food and extra money for travel and sorts of things is necessity, so that business trip, you can focus on why you came. So if you guys like this, I would love if you shared the content, if you put some hearts, if you put some thumbs, and share your feedback as always, so that I know how to share more and to give you guys what you are looking for. And if you have any questions, let me know, and let me know how your money date goes. And if you need help with anything, please feel free to schedule some time with me, and I would love to help you. Have a great rest of your night. I love you all. Bye.